Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and this is a video from All with Sonic, who is in the Gym 3 Close Combat type. That, of course, is I believe it, I forget whether it comes in at 450 or 400, but it is a heavy attack raid, and it is a pretty good one. It has probably one of the more difficult to master heavy attack patterns with the javelin spin, but it's still pretty strong just with its normal melee attacks, as you can see. Good damage there, and yep, was going to follow up with a downswing, but just pulled back to keep from hitting allies. Good call. See, there is a lot of hazels here, it looks like, so interesting. I think, yeah, that's the regular Hazel Custom. Hazel Custom High Mobility, I think that the other one he was attacking might have been one of those. Not 100% sure. You probably already know whether I'm right or wrong, but regardless, there's a bunch of them. And that is... okay, they've got a Shoves from Gallus on their side, too. Big swing, got a kill, did a lot of damage to the person on the ground, sent sorry to the Gallus, which was in the way. It happens, you know, it's hard to place those heavy attacks sometimes, and sometimes if you really can knock everything around in front of you, it might be a good opportunity, even if you have to smack somebody else. A lot of damage to that Gazome there, I think. No, it's Starkjagen. Brain is not here. This is pretty clearly a higher level of the Gym 3 close combat, because we're at 500, so that's either level 2 or 3, depending where it starts, which I can't remember, and someone has already probably posted. Again, I am grateful for that, because, you know, I don't have a good memory, but I do not like spreading misinformation, so, you know, having viewers who are willing to, you know, correct me on things like that, really great, and I appreciate it, so thank you. Let's see, that is a Gaz-L, which also has a heavy attack. Much easier to use one in a way, but probably not as strong as the Gym 3 Close in a lot of situations. Also, if it's got the twin beam saber instead of the lance, it doesn't get a heavy attack at all, which I was always kind of disappointed about. I really kind of wished it could have two different heavy attacks. I feel like that's something that they might be able to do now, since there's a nice, you know, spinny heavy attack that one Girazulu added to the game. You know, give that to the Gaz-L when it's using its twin lance. That would be interesting, because I really don't feel like the twin lance does enough damage on its own to justify that. So, good downswing on that Proto Starkjagen, and a dead heat. With 5 minutes left, both teams are 47-75. Okay, enemy team just managed to jump up one more kill, but that's still really close, so we'll see what's going on. Looks like everybody's getting ready to respawn, but yeah, heavy attack raids are one of those things where if everybody's going to be close in amongst each other, you really just kind of have to accept that you're going to be knocked down sometimes and roll with it. Let's see, there's the aforementioned Gaz-L, and yep, some Vulcan shots, and just, yeah, not pursuing it too far, which is good. It's very wise not to get yourself, you know, in too deep on your own. And let's see, charging a heavy, looks like. Nope, just keeping the javelin out just in case. Okay, yes, well, that answers my question. Because I was just thinking, okay, the Gym 3 has Gundam Mark II style beam sabers. So if it's carrying a beam javelin, that means for the close combat, it actually has to have a RX-78 style beam saber with it too, and then I just spotted it on the hip armor, so, which I should have noticed before. But, you know, noticing things, not always my strong point, as you've probably noticed, and I didn't. Well, I did, but it took me a very long time. 3.5 minutes left. Enemy team has about a 900-point lead, and yeah, Sonic is just basically looking for a good opening where, you know, looks like he's looking for a good opening where he doesn't end up tripping his whole team, and that is, you know, On Arctic Base in particular, where everybody is fighting fairly close, that can be the tricky part. but let's see if this person seems to have isolated themselves, so that's a good possibility there. It's a Gym Sniper 2 White Dingo type. And good downswing there. Looks like the enemy that tried to tackle him did not make it. So, oops, yep, and everybody's bouncing because the Sturmgallus and the Gym 3 CC both have the same melee priority. Protostar Jagan just gave a stealth buff to the Gazelle. Good spin there. Took down somebody that was coming up behind him. And there's the Gazelle. Its heavy attack is charged. And it's just, again, it's just looking for the opening. But, okay, bomb planted in the enemy base, but they killed the bomber instantly, so unless Sonic can get in there and, you know, and protect them, or, you know, prevent any enemy pilots from, nope, diffused. So, yeah, you know, it happens sometimes. Sometimes you just can't get your, you know, can't get an enemy, can't get into the base to protect the bomb. And sometimes it's better not to. I've said lately, I feel like the most successful base bombings I've seen have been when the entire team is willing to just swarm the base and keep the entire enemy team occupied while simultaneously watching for intruders. That's kind of the, and, well, not intruders, they're the ones that belong there, it's their base, but you get the idea. Keep anybody from going in to defuse is what I'm getting at. But, yeah. It's tricky to do, but you know, just generally, no matter what you're trying to accomplish, having the whole team in one place can usually make it better. It's not impossible to do it other ways, but just that's the one that I've seen work in rounds I was in a lot lately. And a lot of times people will ignore the bomb. I tend to, you know, I tend to ignore the bomb sometimes if I'm, you know, if I feel like we've got a good shot at doing enough damage in the meantime to even things up or take the lead. And it has not always worked out for me. But, you know, still trying to figure out what you know, I still try to think about these things sometimes and think what would be best, but yeah, problem with taking the supports is that you have to get to them, and that Protostar Jagan has done a pretty good job of staying out of Sonic's reach most of the time. He's run into it a couple of times, but not a ton. So, and that's kind of the whole thing. The you know, you have to be, as with the raid, you have to be able to get at the enemy to kill them. Once he gets on it, as you can see, it dies. But you know, the question is, how often can you do that? 5 seconds to go. Big swing. Not going to have time to kill anything else. So, very close round. About 1,700 point difference, which at 500, not a lot. But, yeah, here is... we'll take a look at the final stats. And the final stats are extremely Sonic. 4425 out of their 11,000 points. Top assist at 750. Top damage at 139,000. Yeah, 7 and 2. So really good round. Just didn't quite work out in the end. So that is going to do it for today's Gundam Battle Operation 2. We'll be back soon with more. Till next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later. If you happen to hear a fan in the background, that's because it is currently 70-some degrees in a closed room around midnight on the 6th of November in Maryland. Yeah.